All right, if you guys saw the last video on this one, we had some really bad news. Unfortunately, when we fired it up, it sounded like everything down below wants to fire. It doesn't sound like a rod knock, but there's definitely some uncomfortable noises coming from the bottom of this thing, and it's unfortunate. Like, I did everything I could do to kind of prevent everything. Unfortunately, it is a used motor, and I can only do what I can do. This motor does have a little bit of battery acid kind of like all over it and whatnot. He's got new vacuum lines and a replacement turbo for it sitting in the passenger seat. So what I'm going to do tonight, we're going to be bringing another truck in here tonight for Josh. But he's got new vacuum lines, replacement turbo. It has a new transmission in it. He's got decent wheels and tires on it. New alternator and a couple of new odds and ends here and there. We have some decisions. I'm going to let you guys kind of make the call on this one, but he wants to sell this whole thing for about $3,000. It is a two-wheel drive truck, but it does have a new trans, like I was saying. You guys can go back to the video and see it's got a new, I think it's a stock remand unit. Other than that, I mean, it runs and drives. It just, obviously this turbo's shot. You can see that, lost oil pressure. And whatnot, but after working on these trucks for years, I have never, ever once seen an oil pump failure. Got to pull the oil pump and I saw what was inside of it, and there was just like markings and mar and this and that. It just, I don't know what to tell you. It is an automatic. It's got some body damage and bed damage and whatnot, so I'm gonna pretty much try to get all this stuff cleaned out. We're gonna probably make a scrap run tomorrow, fill this thing up, and then get loaded up back into Bertha. The decision was, should I put all the stuff back in, make it a complete truck that can run around and at least drive for what it is? Someone did say send it, but it does kind of sound like shit. I don't know how long it's going to last. It probably could use, like, if somebody wants to work on it, you could probably throw some bearings in it and probably send it for a while. That's a risk that I'm not willing to take. And it is what it is. It's probably all it really would need. That's pretty much where we're at. The other decision was I'm going to clean out the bed, put all the parts in the bed, and that way somebody could pull this motor if they want. You can do the bearings in the truck. They're not overly hard to do. I had Josh's oil pan off, and honestly, they really don't seem all that hard to do. You just spin the motor over, you do one at a time. Quick and dirty method. You'd probably get a lot of life out of this motor. Probably. I'm not going to guarantee it, but you probably would. So we're just going to clean it out, throw it back together, and then worry about getting the next truck in. I told Josh he should, if it wasn't for me buying the trailer, I was going to go and I would just give him the $3,000 for it. The wheels and tires, I was like, those would actually look good on Josh's truck, the fronts, and then get some Alcoas to match the back because I love the single wheel front. And then this truck's also two-wheel drive, so he could literally just take the whole thing and use this as a parts truck to kind of like put the single-wheel front on, because they're the same exact front end and truck and this and that. But he's out making money right now. I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up, save all the good parts. It does have 2 gallons of coolant. All right, so Peggy, we are taking this truck and taking it down into the shop. We are going to start working on it. This is going to be Josh's backup truck. He bought it off of me. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull the back tires so that I can pintle it down there. And I am going to pull the front tires. And one of these wheels is going on the front because that tire is flat. There is bees living somewhere in this truck. So I'm going to try to get this thing cleaned up and to the best of my abilities. And show you guys that this engine runs. This dash, I was talking to Josh about taking the dash. It seems like this dash is actually pretty decent for what it is. So I might end up pulling it and just saying, let's just fucking throw it into Josh's truck, because his is shot. I know he said it was cracked up top, but it's like, who gives a shit as long as the base is decent, because his is like falling forward at this point. All right, so I'm gonna unlock the e-brake and just pull it as is because I genuinely just don't care. Drive shaft's not hooked up. There's no transmission. Front tire's flat. I just don't feel like sitting here dicking with it. We're gonna get it in the shop, get the batteries charged up 100%, and get this motor fired up just to show you guys. I actually think he said both front tires were flat. Oh yeah. Flat tire here. It's not like it's going far. Okay, both fronts are flat, so it'll be even, but taking these to the tire shop to get done. The valve stems all leak on them. All right, guys, got her in. We're gonna get everything. I want this all up on jack stands. We're pulling the wheels and tires. We're also gonna be dealing with these. We have a full set of rock stars here. I'm gonna be pulling the spacers, pulling the tires, and going from there. Just gotta get this thing cleaned up and get it fired up. Josh told me that with the way finances are going, we 100% need to pull this motor and sell it, unfortunately. He needs the money. He just put a ton of money into his truck. And luckily, I was able to book him a $5,000 load going out west. Oh, hey, Joe. That's right. Yeah, I took that bolt, so I need to go and grab the bolt and put it back in. But I am going to have this 12 valve out, and it's going to be a good running 12 valve, no leaks, but I want to get it fired up for you guys first so that you guys know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it has leaks somewhere, but I want this thing to be good for you guys. So get her charged up. I think, yeah, there was a few things that I took. There was some parts. We are going to be putting the fuel shutoff solenoid back on when I can find. Oh yeah, I set it right here because we needed the little pin, which I know I have it. Josh set the new one somewhere. I think I put it over here just to make sure we didn't lose it. I need to find it because I put it. Oh, right here. Yeah, duh. So there's the little key. I'm actually going to put it in the door. But yeah, get these batteries charged up. Get the motor physically fired up. I want to get it on the stands, wheels, tires off, all the bullshit. It does have 3-inch spacers in between. Yeah, start considering pulling this dash. But this is basically just a backup truck for Josh. That's also a parts truck, but the shell is good. All right, so just verified, this is a locking rear. So that means that this rear end never needs to come out of this truck for any reason, and if he ever blows it up or whatnot, he has a spare. So I got that one over there. You guys can see they both spin the same direction. You can't separate them. So this one's a limited slip differential. This is a 19 mil socket, and it fits perfectly. All right, we got all 6 wheels and tires off over here. The majority of them hold air, but these shitty valve stems, it's not worth it. Just do them all. Pay the price up front, but yeah, you can see they got decent tread left. The camera makes it look worse than it is. There's a lot of tread left. Like, here's a rock, you know? So, wheels, tires off, things on the charger. Gonna start getting the shutoff solenoid back on and getting that all cleaned up. That way we have one. Not going to tear a ton off the truck, but the intercooler, like everything's got to come out. Since it was a manual, this truck was initially an automatic, but it was swapped to a manual, so makes my life easy. All right, so this will be tomorrow's venture. Everything is strapped up. It's like, from my house, it's like a 15-minute trip. From here, it's about a half hour because it's 15 minutes to my house. Got these guys floating around, but she's all solid. Nothing's going anywhere. There we go, piece of plastic. Wish I had some tub of tails, but have been lazy, haven't gotten any. I did have to use the engine crane. The rest of this shit, when I get back, I'm just gonna end up putting the barrel like right here. I forgot my light. I'm just gonna put the barrel right here and just dump everything off, vacuum it out, call it good. You guys will see this thing running by the end of the video. I'm gonna let these batteries get charged up overnight and we'll go from there. So that's about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 9640 is what we were. So let's see what we are when we drop this shit off. We actually, oh, you know what? Yeah, I forgot. Bertha was 97 with a full tank of fuel. We don't have fuel in the aux tanks. I mean, we might only be like 600 pounds over. I got the dog. I'm gonna drop everything off. This is just to clean out the shop. I'm not doing this to make any money off of it. All right, we're gonna weigh Bertha with only a full tank, nothing in the aux tank. See, it's like free weighing. Bertha with no fuel in the aux tank weighs 9,100 pounds. All right, so we got everything out, all that oil down there. This is all back together, and what I mean by that is I got all of the actual parts that go with it in the bed. I have now filled the scrap barrel. A second time, they dumped it out of the bed and it completely flattened this side, whatever. So I got to take all this to scrap. But that's where we're at. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this pulled out and thrown up on the hill. If anyone's interested in it, he's taking $3,000 for it as is, and that's just where we're at. I mean, it's unfortunate, but like some people, like everybody has their breaking point, right? You gotta cut the losses, unfortunately. Reminder, if you do come to buy it, it's missing all the lug nuts in the back, other than like 2 on each side, because I was pintle towing it. I do have them all. They are all in the truck. Like, all the parts to put this thing back together are in the truck physically, but I'm not going to sit here and charge him more to put the truck all back together and this and that. It's not a bad looking truck. It has very minimal rust, new trans, just a bunch of goodies. So if somebody wants it, come get it. He's got the title in hand. If it wasn't for that trailer, I would probably end up buying it off of him, because I kind of like the wheels for a second gen, but it is what it is. I was going to take the knuckles and the wheels and pop them on Josh's, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna get Bertha out and then I'm gonna drive this thing up. But I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but it sounds like something on the inside just wants to come out, and that's all I can say. It's not a rod knock, but it's definitely pretty crunchy. All right, we'll see if she starts. I know we were messing with the power steering prior to try to fit it through this door. We're not gonna go that way. And the alternator doesn't charge. He just threw a new one on it. So that's the other thing. At least it claims it's not charging. I mean, it doesn't run bad. You guys can hear it up on the wall. It just sounds crunchy from the front. I'll let you guys hear it. Make you guys make that distinction. And get the winders up. Oh yeah. Fucking bees. I'm gonna probably pull it up. They think they own this land, but they don't. I'm gonna go park it over there, actually, in my other spot, because fuck them bees. This is where she's gonna sit. I was gonna park it over on the other spot, but like there's just bees flying around and shit. I'm gonna have to kill them. But there's where she sits. She's ready for you guys if anybody wants it. She is making some pretty gnarly noises though. You'd have to hear it in person, really. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this primed. And I'm also going to make sure that the fuel is in the on position. And pretty much without this guy here, all you have to do to turn the fuel on, other than it already being on, is just hit the throttle and it'll do that. So I'm gonna hit down there, hit this primer, because I know there's fuel in it. Hear that? And we're gonna give her a fire. This thing's been sitting for a minute. I have all the stuff to put the motor, put all the pieces back together. It just needs a crank sensor, which Josh has one. I gotta ask him where he put it. So pretty much at this point, we're just gonna try to start it, show you guys that it runs, no blow-by, and we'll go from there. After I find the key, of course, but there should be battery power. Oh, look at that. Hey, there's the key. So let's get this ratchet strap off. And the goal with this truck, like I said, once we get the motor pulled, is we're just going to go through and make sure everything's perfect. as a shell, because I know he wants to keep it, and he doesn't want to take this dash, so we're going to leave this dash alone, I'm pretty sure. And I'm also pretty sure that we're going to end up taking the bumper off. I think the bumper is going to get sold, because if Josh ever goes to use this truck, it's going to have a ranch hand regardless. And other than that, I don't know if we're going to keep any of like the front stuff, the radiator, like all the other spare parts. It's literally just going to be a shell. And if it ever comes down to him using it, that's when we'll switch some stuff over. I don't think we're keeping the exhaust either, so might sell all of that, but get the throttle pushed down all the way. Let's see if she starts. She will not start. All right, let's go grab a jump pack. So I did get some comments about the Anderson cables too, because they're up here. Probably what I'm going to end up doing is just getting a second Anderson plug to put like right here, just off of the welder, because realistically there's no, I don't know, this is nice for like if I got to do this, but if I have to like do a trailer or something, my cables just aren't long enough, and for me to go and waste money to get cables that are even longer, it just makes sense for me to have something back here off of the welder, and that's just my 2 cents. All right, cables are connected. Let's give her another try. Bertha's gonna be running for a minute, but give her some throttle. All right, let's give her a minute to charge up. All right, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, this should be it. Aw, she fired. Come on, that's gotta be it. She fires! I'm gonna shut Bertha off. I've learned my lesson of before I sell motors, get them to run. She ain't smoking. Check the blow-by. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't shit. What do you guys think? She's for sale. She don't leak. We got that will it start. She's healthy. No alternator, because somebody decided to take the tack sensor. See the smoke? Yeah, for some reason, camera sucks. She runs really good, so we got a trans temp warning though. Oh no, got to turn overdrive off. Oh shit. Oh shit, I forgot I can't turn it off. Oh fuck. Had to break out the vice grips to turn the thing off, because I don't have the shutoff lever on with the that little keyway. So I'm gonna probably start pulling this motor soon. I'm probably gonna head out right now, because I got a few things I want to get done, but during the day I really have no motivation to do shit. I wanted to get the video out to you guys, get this thing started. I'm gonna go edit it and get this thing uploaded, let you guys know kind of the deals that we're throwing out here. So gonna post this at 2800 OBO. Mind you, this is Josh's. He needs to get money back in. He owes me a little bit, and also at the same time, it's like, shit's not free, but it's got 338 on it, and it is completely stock. And I mean, it's stock even down to the governor springs. There's the governor springs, and you can see the wire is still across them. So nothing on this truck has been modified at all whatsoever, except maybe the star wheel. That's the only thing that you can't tell. And if we look down in here, All of the tamper-proof screws are in place, so it has never been modified ever. The previous owner did decide it was a good idea to put a vice grip on the turbo, but obviously with no extra fueling, it's not going to do shit. So keep that in mind, but I'm going to keep this engine complete and go from there. I mean, it's as non-leaky as we can possibly get it. There ain't no fucking leaks under this engine, so there's no point in even trying to reseal it. Just send it down the road as is and call it a day. It looks like it had a leak somewhere at one point with the valve covers, but I don't know if somebody replaced them or whatnot, but yeah, she's good to go. So let me know.